Hi, my name is Korp and welcome to the 15-minute doodle challenge. This week we're going to draw a Tiki mask, something I haven't drawn for quite a while. I'm going to take 15 minutes to see how much of this Tiki mask I can draw, and the challenge for you is to see if you can keep up or even do better. So I like to keep the materials nice and easy, so all you're going to need for today's session is 2 pens, one fat pen, one thin pen. I'm using a Sharpie and a 0.5 Faber-Castell Pitt artist's pen, but yeah, essentially any fat pen and thin pen combo will do the trick really nicely. Okay, are you ready to start? Let's do it. So start with your Sharpie first. Let's go straight into the middle of the page and put in a triangle. This is going to be for the nose. Now, those of you that have been doing the 15-minute doodle challenge a lot will know that I double line everything I do, so that means going over everything twice. Not to make it twice as thick, but to make it twice as wonky. Once you've done that triangle for the nose, just down the bottom here, to slightly to one side, just do a little tiny dot like that, and then you can join each corner to that dot. Like that. Fairly straight lines if you can. In fact, don't worry, if you can't do straight lines, really don't worry about it. But you see how that just makes it look like there's a little bit of a pyramid kind of shape, like a nose that's sticking out. In fact, that's exactly what we've done there, is a nice nose for ourselves. Okay, let's go and move up a little bit. We're going to put some eyebrows in. For these eyebrows, we're going to go for a line up like that, and we're going to do a big, like, chunky rectangle shape. But on the outside of the rectangle shape, it just wants to be a little bit thinner. So let's go out there like that, something like that. That's a nice shape. Look, fatter there, thinner there. Let's double line it. Remember, double lining is about making your line wonky. If it looks wonky all over, you'll get away with murder in there. Let's go and do the same thing on the other side. Something like that. Doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical. Just go and throw those lines in, see where it takes you. Okay, that's good for that section. What we're going to do now is we're going to do the eye underneath. We're going to do 2 curves. These two curves, try and draw a curve in a straight line. I hope that makes a little bit more sense than it sounds like it does. But let's go for a big one first, right from the edge. Just come inside a little bit, all the way around to the inside, just inside that side as well. And again, try and draw a curve with straight lines. Now what I mean by that is like this. Like that. So you've got some kind of straight lines coming in there. There you go. Do it twice. Do another one. We're going to go inside this one. We're going to do another one. It's going to be a little bit thinner here, a little bit fatter over here. Let me show you what I mean. Again, try and do it so that we've got straight lines in there. Those straight lines, those little bends that we've got coming up in that curve, they're going to come in really handy later on. Let's do the same thing on the other side. I often say let's do the same thing on the other side, and what I actually mean is let's try and do something similar and not stress yourself out with doing something exactly the same. The same on both sides will be a little bit boring. There you go. That's looking great so far. Let's move down into the mouth. Now we're going to do like a capital M, really wide, about as wide as the eyes, and really stretched out as well. So it's going to be like up, down, okay? So wide as the eyes, up, down, that kind of line, yeah? Bring each side down, but bring it inside a little bit as well. So like that, and then join those 2 bits together. There's our shape. So an M across the top. Let's go and double line it all. Nice and wonky. Down the sides, join it together at the bottom there. Nice. Let's go and do that same shape, exactly the same shape, just bring it a little bit smaller. Don't worry about getting it absolutely perfect all over the place. It looks better if you get some fat bits, some thin bits in there. So let's go and do it from here, look. And sometimes you can manufacture, you know, do it on purpose, get these fat bits and thin bits in there on purpose. Sometimes it's going to be by accident because we're drawing fast. Sometimes you're going to be manufacturing these little discrepancies between your pieces. That's looking good. Let's go and put some teeth in. Teeth are nice and easy. Let's go and put a line across. Double line it. Do a line down the middle so that we've got a little bit of symmetry first, and then let's do a couple of lines. Let's do one there and one there. Either side, double lining as we go along. See how these lines are just changing angle as well, so they fit in with the side of the mouth That's kind of what you want to try and get to. Okay, some of you might be recognizing this character now as is it Aku Aku from Crash Bandicoot? That's who we're going with today. So let's start finishing off this character with a head and a chin. So this head, let's start off about here. It's going to go in, up, across, down, across. Okay, that kind of a shape. Don't worry too much about getting it absolutely perfect. Something like that will do nicely. Let's double line that. You're going to do the same shape at the bottom, a lot smaller, thinner than the mouth is what we're going for this time. So just here, and this time that chunk there is going to be coming down instead. So just there, down. Something like that. That'll do nicely. Okay, let's finish off these bits. You see this line here is going to be joining that line at the top. So do a few practice swings first so you know roughly where your line's going, and then when you're ready, go and whack it in there. See how it goes behind the mouth, goes behind the eyes, gets to the top. Doesn't need to be perfect, just get it roughly right. That'll do nicely. Okay, let's start at the top, work our way down. We're going to put some feathers in at the top. Now, what we're going to do for these feathers, nice and easy, we're going to start off with like a little kind of the thinnest triangle that you can possibly do. Let's do one just coming out this side. It's a thin triangle. See how it gets a little bit thicker at the top, at the bottom, a little bit thinner at the top. That's what you want. Double line it. Then what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line that comes from the top there. It's going to drop down, it's going to flare out and then come into the edge here. Look. So from the top, drop out, flare out into the edge. Have a few little ripples in there if you want. There we go, that's looking nice. Double line it. I am going to say double line every single time. Let's do it again. And you see how I've got those spines, they don't have to be straight, they shouldn't be straight. They should be a little bit wonky. Wonky looks better, looks a little bit dynamic, a little bit more dynamic anyway. There we go, let's put one there. Drop it off, in at the side. See how I've made that one a little bit wider because we have that big gap in there. Make this side a little bit thinner. One more time. Thin kind of triangle shape first, go from the top. Look at that, let's make that one hide behind that corner. There, that'll work. There we go, so we've got our 4 feathers in. A couple of lines with a fat black, a couple of lines. What we're going to do is we're going to come up from the inside, this kind of main vein there. We're going to come up that line, we're going to go diagonally across the feather, and then we're going to go up the side. So like this, like up this line, diagonally across, up the side. Up this line, diagonally across, up the side. Do that a couple of times, both sides. Maybe do 3 times. Maybe just do once. Totally up to you how many times you put that in. Depends on what space you've got, really. Try doing some close together, look, like that. Try doing some far apart. Like that. We can keep them far apart. We can do a couple close together on the same feather. Like that. That's nice. Okay, quickly go down here at the bottom. Let's put in some leaves. So we're just going to put in like a little leaf shape just there. But then also do the same coming off the side here, little leaf shape. And the same on that side, little leaf shape. Awesome. Flick a little line in the middle. Flick a little line in the middle there like that. Okay, that's good. Right, we're 8.5 minutes in. Go and grab your thinner pen. We're going to put some little details in with the thinner pen. We're going to start at the top and we're going to work our way down with this piece. Okay, so starting at the top. Remember those lines that we did that went across and up? Let's go and do those again. But this time we're going to throw in loads more. Don't think about it too much. Just chuck them in. You haven't got time to think about it. Just chuck them in. Just going up, diagonal, join in. Try not to do them too neat or too spread apart. Clump them together in places Always looks nice if you clump these things together. It looks a little bit more natural. Where you've got bigger gaps, go and put more in. Technically you can double line with a thin pen if you feel it needs it. But yeah, up, diagonal, up, up, diagonal, up. Just do this as many times as you can. The more you put in, the better it's going to look. It's going to give these feathers a much more feathery feel. There we go. You can also just whip it to the top there. Look. Whip into the top. Just sharpen off the top of your feathers, even if they go off the page. That's not a problem. Gives it that more professional looking feel. Right, let's move down a little bit. What we're going to do now is we're going to reinforce some of the wood texture on here. We're just going to flick the pen in loads of times, okay? So my suggestion is, like this block here, let's just flick the pen in. Got some long flicks, some short flicks. Go this side, let's flick the pen in the other way. Again, clump them together. Don't do them all evenly spaced. Flick a few that side, flick a few that side, then get in the middle, flick a few in the middle as well. Little double-ended flick offs. Yeah, we're going to do loads of those. Let's go and throw those in on that side as well. You've got some long ones, some short ones, some close together, another long one. Flick a few in the middle. Nice. Let's go around these eyes, just moving down into the eye section. What we're going to do here is, remember we did those lines that had slight curves to them. Each slight curve we're just going to put in a little flick like that. Or each slight bend, I should say. Just a little flick like that. Look what that does to that eye. It just makes it look so much more interesting. Let's do the same on the other side then. Or something similar on the other side. Don't stress with getting it perfect. Let's flick a few lines around. Like that. That's looking nice. Right, get into the nose. Flick a few little lines in the nose. Coming from the top, always kind of reinforcing that shape of the nose. Down the bottom here, let's just whack in a load of stripes there, because that's where the shadows live on there. We're not going to see too much of that. Getting into the lips, let's go and flick a few lines around the edges of these lips. Look, on this inner line, that's what we want. Just in there. See what looks better. Try it out. There we go, flicking a few lines. Also what we're going to do is these little bits where we're crossing over just here, just add some little curves in there. Look. Just rounding off those teeth a little bit. We're also going to get into those teeth and add some graining. The graining is just pretty much the same way as we've done the wood texture there. So just get into those teeth. Once you've done these little bits in here, just get into those teeth. Flick in. Just flick around. Flick around and find out. Just go all over the place. Awesome. Let's put some little flicks in the outside of this character as well. Flicking all over the place really. Okay, down at the bottom, let's go and do some work in the leaves. Just going to flick out some veins coming out the sides there. We've already drawn the main vein in with the Sharpie, so let's draw some thinner veins in with the thin pen. Just little diagonal lines like that. That's great. Okay, let's do the background part of this character now. So we've got this big panel of wood. Main thing we want to do is, you see these bits just there and just there, we want to bring that line down quite thick. Still using the thin pen, but just bring it down like that. Yeah, these bits down the bottom, let's bring them up. And what we're just trying to do there is just trying to reinforce the fact that we've got this kind of three pieces of wood kind of living there. Okay, So try that one last time. Let's flick around quickly. Loads of flicks in there. Just flicking down, flicking up. Anytime there's a black line, flick up, flick down from it, whatever you want to do. We're in the last 30 seconds. Let's go crazy on this now. Flick those lines around. Let's put some in the middle as well. Maybe you want to put some pupils in on yours. Let's finish off with a couple of little spots around the outside. And there we have it. I think I'm going to finish there. That is 15 minutes on the button. How did you get on with yours? Nice detailed one for this. You could go absolutely mental with adding some more of these kind of this wooden texture in on there. I'm going to quickly sign it if you like it, put somebody else's name on if you don't. That is the 15-minute challenge done. So don't forget to please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please share your artwork. Use the hashtag #DoodleWithKorp so that I can see it. Just jump on my I've got a WhatsApp community that you can share your artwork in. I've got a very busy Facebook page as well. Just look for Doodle with Korp on both and you'll find me there. Right, thanks very much for taking part. I'll see you next week in another 15-minute doodle challenge.